So Wednesday is when I was leaving. I was like, man,
What's up, Rich?
Hey, mate, how you going?
Good. How are you?
Good. I think I got something happening here.
Hey, Jenny.
Hello, how are you?
I'm really well. How are you?
I'm good. Hey, Rich.
Hey, Jen, how you going?
Good.
It's been a while.
It's been a while. A long while.
Tad, are you in here?
Hello, guys. Can you hear me?
What's up, Tad? Yeah, we can hear you. I can.
Yeah, we're all good.
There we go. Cool.
What's up, buddy?
Hey everyone, how's it going?
Really well. Look at this group we got here. This is a star-studded cast.
What about that?
Maybe you've got the wrong group, mate.
Yeah.
This is the dream team.
Yeah. Maybe Morningstar Reverso's got a cast.
Yeah, right, dude. Within like a month or two, everybody in this entire group's going to be just killing it.
I hope so.
I've never
That'd
been
be
more
nice.
sure of anything in my life. Jenny, you have there's like two of you in here. You have a twin?
Yeah. No, I don't have a camera on my computer.
Oh, the
I have to
classic
connect
phone.
through the phone.
Yep.
And when I'm on the phone, I can't see your screen, so I've got to have it on the computer.
Oh, I did the same thing for like a year. It was terrible. But hey, that's cool. Nice. All right. So, welcome everyone. This is the unofficial mentor group. Yeah, so a little bit, I'll just start off by just telling you, I guess, what you guys can kind of expect and who I am. Some of you I've met and talked to before, others not really. My name's Lance. I have been a professional trader, meaning I haven't had a job for like a year. I've been a legitimately profitable trader for like 6 months, and I've been a murderer of shards for like 4 months. I quit my job like August 2020. Didn't have anything else to do, had no idea what I was going to do. I just knew I didn't want to be doing what I was doing anymore. Always kind of like knew that like I wanted to be like an entrepreneur. I wanted to make my own schedule. I wanted to make my own money. I didn't want to work for anyone. But it just like nothing ever clicked for me and never really made like doing anything like a business. It never really made sense to me. And like when I found trading and started like exploring it more, what like made it so enticing to me was like it's the most efficient way to make money. It's like going to an orchard and plucking a fruit right off the tree. It's the same thing. Like there's nothing in between us and the money. It's right there. All we got to do is take it. So we don't need a business. We don't need products. We don't need clients. We don't need network. We just need the market, and that's it. That's all we need. And for me, that just checks every single box imaginable from a financial perspective. Like there's nothing more efficient. There's nothing like it in the world where you can literally pop in, like click buttons for 20 minutes, make $2,000, and then go do whatever you want the rest of the day. Like it's crazy. Yeah. So, for me,
so the only downside, mate, is that the market tries to take the money back off you and more.
Exactly.
Let them
try. Let them try.
I give away $1,000 at a few clicks of a mouse. So
for now, you do, dude. Listen, I lost 60% of my account. I started with 90 grand. I literally, like I said, I quit my job. I had nothing. I sold my house. I sold all my possessions. I sold everything to put it all into my trading account. And the sum of all of my money was 90 grand. I still had debt. I still had things I hadn't paid off. All the free cash flow I had was 90 grand. And within 4 months, I lost 60 of it. And I had nothing else to do. I didn't have a job. I didn't have anything else. I didn't have a house. I live in a car. Yeah. So, but I knew that this is what I wanted to do. I knew that literally doing anything else was just putting more shit in between me and the market. And eventually what I wanted to end up doing was trading full time, because like for all the reasons I just mentioned, like if I get a job, all I'm going to be doing is saving money till I can trade again. like if I start a business, all I'm going to be doing is making money until I can trade again. Trading is, for me, it's it. And I think that like anyone who knows anyone can learn how to trade, and everyone should learn how to trade, because there's nothing else like it. And maybe you love what you do. Maybe you're passionate about, maybe you're like a woodworker, or maybe you do whatever and you love it, or you're a personal trainer, whatever it is, and you love it. Cool. How would you like to do that whenever you wanted to, and just show up whenever you wanted to, and have all the greatest parts about having it be your passion with none of the downsides? Because that's what trading can also afford you to do. For me, it just happened that like I also like love trading. I'm very competitive. I like patterns. I like probabilities. I like risk assessment. I just like it a lot. So for me, it's just perfect. I don't swing trade very much. I know how to, obviously. I know how to do pretty much everything in the markets, but for me, I day trade. I'm a day trader. I pay my bills by day trading. I grow my account day trading. I'm a day trader through and through. Yeah.
Where do you live, Lance?
I live in Akron, Ohio.
Okay.
I'm from Pittsburgh. I moved here like 2017 for a job out of college, and did that for like 4 years, and was like, okay, hate this. Time to do something else. Yeah. So yeah. But yeah, that's me. If you guys want to go through and kind of tell me who you are, what your goals are, and what I can help you with.
Yeah, I'll start. My name is Tad. I've been trading. I say I've been trading. I opened my brokerage account about 6 months ago, but I really haven't been doing a lot of trading. I'm trying to like learn as much as I can before I jump in. I do a few trades a week. Actually, probably not, maybe 1 or 2 a week. And it's mostly just like following the swing rooms or the day trading rooms. I don't do very many myself. I basically just follow what the admins post in the Slack channels. I'm reading Al Brooks's books on price action right now. I got a lot of books I'm trying to read before I really like dive into it deep. But yeah, I really am just starting out.
Nice. Yeah. Well, good for you, dude.
Hey,
way to do it smart and not just jump into the market and throw all your money. That's what I did.
Yeah, I'm trying to avoid that. Yeah, I'm gonna try.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Good for you. Well, welcome, man. We're gonna get you there for sure. It's gonna be easy.
Hey, thanks.
All right, who's next?
I'll go next. So I've been, I got into trading just following other people. And I have a big 401k account, and I have a small personal account. And I made a lot of money in 401k just following people, playing just their picks. And then I lost half my account on it. Just not knowing what I'm doing. I'm just basically holding and not sure when to sell, and blew half of it. And that hurts. And same thing with my personal account. I grew it from 25 to 105. And then,
damn, dude, nice.
Yeah, it was just one of those meme stocks, just rocketed and sold in the right time, right at the top, and then lost most of it, basically. And I'm back to almost where I started. I'm still up 30%. So I decided I want to learn how to do it. I love day trading. I'm still learning it. I have one of my strategies doing orb on SPY, up 13% on the month. 13 are basically on the month.
Good for you, dude.
Yeah, it's working so far. I'm still trying to do it, but I'm still so paralyzed by the fear of losing. So I'm always so afraid of losing, and still trying to figure that out. Swings still not working out for me. I'm still trying to figure that out.
Swings suck. I hate them.
Yeah,
dude.
it's my 401k account. I need to put the money someplace. I just don't know what to do with my 401k. I don't want to day trade 401k because I don't have the ability to buy and sell real quick. Just because of
oh yeah, because it's that's tough. Well, we talked about switching that over to an IRA, right?
Right.
Yeah, dude, you definitely want to 401ks are great. I mean, they're amazing, especially if your company gives you a match. They're sweet, but
Yeah.
I mean, if you know how to trade, then trade. You know, you don't need to have it just sit, like anybody can just dump money in a 401k and get the market return for 50 years and then retire. It's not what we're trying to do, right? None of us are here to do that. So the goal for me and for everyone else, I think, is learn how to trade, become active with your money, and grow that stuff as fast as can be in alignment with your risk tolerance and like knowing what you're doing. But yeah, dude, I would definitely recommend doing that. Yeah, but either way, I mean, once you learn, you can do whatever you want. Like the way I think about it is once you understand like the fundamentals of like volume, support, resistance, chart structure, sentiment, you can literally do, you know what price is going to do. It's just a matter of how you want to play it. It's like everything else, like any option strategy, shares, whatever it is. Once you know how what's going to happen, it's just choosing, okay, I want to like take advantage of theta. Like I think it's going to do this, that, and this. But that's why I'm so adamant on day trading and back trading 5-minute charts and really getting good at day trading. Because once you can get all that data into your brain and see how the charts move, you can literally do anything. So start at the hardest, work your way out. That's how I look at it. And so whether or not you have a huge 401k, you can actively day trade or not, I still am of the camp that like, let's get in there and back trade some 5-minute charts. Let's really learn how price action moves. Let's really get acquainted with this stuff. And then we can apply it to whatever we want and it'll be easy. And there's some nuance between like weekly, daily charts versus intraday charts. There's definitely some nuance, but dude, the little minutia, that's the stuff that's easy. That's like little level ups. It takes, you have to get like a bunch of stuff into your brain and you'll get to a point where you're like, okay, I need to, like something's not clicking. And then you just need like a little tip. And that's the stuff that like talking to people in the community comes in like, dude, I got it. I'm like 70%, like, but I don't understand this one little thing. And that's when you're really getting into it. And when you're like, when you can actually feel the level up, like, damn, I just got that little tidbit of information. So yeah, like I said, trading that 5-minute chart and growing up from there, it's just going to be a series of that. Like once you get the 5s, then when you go to the daily or the 65, you're going to have this strong foundation from the 5 to be like, hey, this isn't working exactly how it does intraday. I wonder why that is. And that's such an easy, simple fix to just be like, oh, hey, well, there's more money involved on the daily charts, so things take longer. Like stuff like that. So yeah, I'll just leave that there and just keep that in mind as we go through this process and as we work together on this. Nice. Who's next?
Do you want to go, Rich?
Yeah. So yeah, I'm Rich. I'm in Australia. So and as is Jenny. So day trading is a bit more of an issue for us just because of the time zone. So I find it very difficult to get up through the middle of the night. I think the markets are opening at what, 1 o'clock at the moment, Jenny? 1:30 a.m. So it's pretty difficult day trading, then getting up and functioning in real life with 4 kids and the business. So yeah, I've been more looking at swing trading. I've been doing it probably for about a year. I was doing covered calls for a couple of years before that, but with marginal success. And then joined RLT about a year ago and started swing trading and mainly, and have done a few put sales and so on. But yeah, I've mainly been following people as well. So I don't really have the confidence. I've done a few trades, but yeah, overall not a high hit rate on my stuff. So yeah, I've started sort of knuckling down a bit more and doing a lot more back trading to try and get my head around it, in particular after talking to you previously, Lance. But yeah, just still not consistently profitable, and yeah, that's where I'm looking to get to as a first step. So that's me.
Nice. Awesome, man. How about you, Jenny?
Rich, did you say you had 4 kids?
4 kids, yeah.
I thought you only had 2 girls.
No, 4 girls.
Oh, I thought you only had 2. Did you have 2 more, or did you have 4 all
No,
along?
they've been there for years, yeah.
I thought you only had 2.
No.
Okay. I'm Jenny. I'm in Sydney. I have been with RLT about 15 months. Like Rich, I was doing the covered call strategy before that, but moved over to RLT when Ricky started up, and had great success for the first 7 months. And then March hit, and my account's been down ever since.
Yeah.
I keep, mainly I was swing trading, but doing options as well, like doing calls and things like that, and some put sales. I loved the put sales. But then I started taking more mentorships and moved over to day trading, especially before daylight savings, when we were opening at 11:30 at night, and I could.
Oh, that would be nice.
Hours. Yeah, then I could do a couple of hours, and then of course daylight savings. We went into daylight savings, so it went to 12:30, and that's a bit harder. And then you guys went to daylight savings. Now it's 1:30.
Oh.
I have been day trading. I get up at 1:30 or stay up till 1:30 and trade the first hour or two, hour and a half, and then go to bed and then get up at 7 to get the kids off to school. I've been day trading options and having varying success. Some days I do really well and some days I don't.
Yeah.
So last month was a great month. I think I did 25 hours. But this month, this month I gave it all back.
Oh, no.
So I actually didn't trade last night because I was like so disgusted in how I've been trading.
That's so frustrating. Sorry about that.
Well, you didn't push the buttons, I did.
No, I didn't.
And I have these terrible bits where I go, oh, I lost that one. Let's try again. Okay. Oh, I lost that one. Let's try again. I've just got to make up this much and I'll be back to even. Oh, I lost again. Let's try again.
I lost 17 grand in a month doing that.
Yeah.
That sucks.
It does. It does.
Well,
so I've done a lot of mentoring. Unfortunately, one thing you'll find out as you get older is that once things goes in, they don't always stay there. So like I've got all this stuff in there, but it falls out when you go to sleep. So yeah.
No,
out.
I know exactly what you mean, but I think that I've been there too. And I think that it might, for me, what it was I'd have all this stuff in my brain, but I didn't have I didn't know what to do with it. I didn't know how to, I didn't get it out into the world and apply it and then test it. So it would just go away because it was like, okay, I have all this stuff, but I don't know what to do with it. So I guess it's not relevant. But when you like get that out into the world and start using it in your back trading, I don't know how much you back trade, but for me, it was the same thing. I'd watch video after video after video after video, and I'd have all this stuff in my head from all these little tidbits from all these different videos, but I wouldn't go into I wouldn't back trade it for hours. I'd back trade like 6 trades and be like, oh, I don't get it. That doesn't work. I didn't sit there for hours and hours and hours and hours and literally pound the mouse button, click, 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 until I was literally like physically tired from back trading and had just spent and then even after that, it took me like weeks and weeks of doing that and just having just mounds of hot garbage of all these different things I've tried and all these, but going through that process and putting that time in and literally building yourself up from I can't make any money to, oh my God, I'm the best trader in the world. And then, oh no, I can't make any money. Oh wait, I'm the best trader in the world, over and over and over and over and over. You will have cried wolf to yourself so many times that when you finally get it and it finally clicks, you'll be like, oh shit, this is different. I'm actually good now. And then your confidence will be 1,000. So I've definitely experienced that same thing. I just didn't know what to do with it. I didn't put it anywhere. So it just left. But yeah, I've experienced that too, for sure.
I've actually spent the weekend sitting down and looking at my goals and going, okay, I am now going to be doing, this is what I want. I've bought this new book. It's called 100-Day Journal, 100-Day Goal Journal. And I've gone, okay, in 100 days, I want this result. So what am I going to do? And it involves a lot of back trading, a lot of back testing, and seeing what works for me.
Good for you. Yeah.
So I'm really backing off the day trading at the moment and I've also started doing Arabia's course because I want to try and learn the futures. So that because the time zone's a little bit better for us.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, I mean, from the sounds of it, you definitely have a lot of stuff coming in right now. You have a lot of stuff from different directions that's coming in. So one thing I would caution you with, because I've also taken mentorship groups, and oftentimes in the mentorship groups, at least in my experience, people are trying to kind of show you their strategy and how to use it. So if you've got like 5 different people telling you their strategy all at the same time, it might be hard for you to just like pick one and try it, and then pick one and try it. Now, what might be awesome about it is that if you do find a way to like, okay, since on Tuesdays I'm taking Robert's class, I'm going to back trade with his strategy for 2 hours after class and then another hour later on. And then Wednesday I'm taking Arabia's. You back trade with her strategy for 2 hours and another hour later on. By the end, you'll have such a conglomerate that maybe you'll be able to be like, oh, this is working over here, but this isn't really working. And this is kind of working. And you'll be able to come up with your own strategy. And that's really the goal. Take little bits from all this stuff and create what works for you, because not everybody has the same risk tolerance. Not everybody has the same expectations for how long they want to be in a trade. Not everybody has the same expectations for their time frame on how long a trade should work. Maybe whether it's a swing, whether it's they want to be in 3 days, 3 weeks, 5 minutes, 20 minutes. These are all things that are extremely unique to each person. So even though you can take components of one strategy, that might involve you refining it to meet what you want out of trading. And that's why it's so cool to practice these things and then morph them into your own, take ownership of them. And you only get that from back trading. Nobody knows your strategy except you, and you have to make it. That's the thing. So really, I'm of the opinion that no matter whose strategy or what strategy it is, you got to start somewhere. So you got to, if you know somebody gives you strategy, just start there. But it really is that process of tearing it down, really understanding it, and then saying, okay, I really get how this works. And it doesn't serve me in this way. I wish it served me in this other way. I wish I could get these same returns, but I wish I was only in trades for like an hour max, because maybe I have stuff to do later on in the day. And those are really attainable, everybody. That's really attainable. You can really tailor trading to meet exactly what you want, but you have to be clear on what that is, and you have to be honest, and you have to pay attention to how what you're trying contrasts from what you want. And it's going to be an ongoing process of trying to bring everything together, but you can do it. It's not hard. It just takes time. There's literally no substitute for time and experience.
Well, that's the trouble. Is I kind of feel like I've had lots of time, and I should be doing better by now, because I'm a massage therapist by trade, and
nice.
COVID's been, well, yeah, except that COVID has been quite anti-massage. And I do corporate work, so I go into offices and massage in the offices, except that all my clients have been working from home, so there is no work. So I don't know, except now the government's kind of opened us all up to going back to work.
Yeah, for a week or two until that new variant shuts everything down.
But my clients haven't all gone back into the office yet, so I still don't have any work, but they've stopped kind of the government payments. So I'm kind of sitting there going, well, I haven't got any money. I need to start earning something.
Well, we can all do it, and that we're all closer than you think. Like, you're not, at any given time, you are not farther than a year away from being able to like do all this stuff. I would say a couple months, like 2 months, 3 months. Especially everybody in here has been like at least around this stuff for like 6 months. So just take a minute to really give yourself some credit and think about where you were when you started versus where you are now. Even in terms of like knowing what a call and a put is and how they work. Like, dude, people on the street don't know that. They don't know what the hell that means. Like, they don't know what a trend looks like. They don't know what these EMAs do. They don't know how any of this shit works. So give yourself some props, first and foremost, that you are on the way. You're all closer. Like, think about if you had to do this all over again, it would suck. You're already far ahead. You've already made progress. So it's literally just a matter of like putting all this stuff together, which is going to be easy. So with that, go ahead, Rick.
So I just wanted to say one other thing. I think one of the issues for me has been lack of focus, like on a particular strategy. And that was what I had a session with Jeremy, and he sort of said, right, here, I've got this 10 EMA strategy, which is the one I give to all my brain dead traders. So, you know,
so mean.
So I think he was, he wasn't relying on my level of brain deadedness. So, because I seem to have massacred it. Every time I'll post something, I'll be like, damn, man, this is so easy, and you're still messing it up. I'm like, oh, damn it.
Rich, I don't think that's what he means, dude. I think what he means, and what I mean is, it's not necessarily easy, but it's simple. So the fact that it's simple gives you kind of a blank canvas to pay attention to something. It gives you some vehicle for keeping track of winning and losing instead of just clicking through bars on a chart and not knowing what the hell's going on. It gives you skin in the game. It makes you choose where you're going to enter. It makes you choose where to put a stop. It makes you choose where to put a target. All it does is give you the bare bones. Here's the rule. If this thing closes above the 10, you can get in above it. If it doesn't, you can't. That's the intent of that 10 EMA strategy. And I'm going to pull my chart up real fast, just so that everybody is on the same page of what this strategy is. Real quick, it'll take a minute. But I just want to make sure that we cover that strategy, because it is going to be one that that we're going to basically, I'm going to recommend everybody just kind of practice with. And because it's true, it's just such a blank canvas to give you the opportunity to go in and take ownership over the chart and start interacting with the chart in an intimate way, and giving you, like for instance, if you want to exercise and get into shape, what's more fun, running in a straight line just for an hour, or like playing basketball and like moving back and forth and shooting the ball and like doing all this stuff? It's more fun to like play a game and get exercise than it is to just like run in a straight line. That's boring.
Absolutely.
It's not engaging. Yeah. So think of this the same way. The 10 EMA strategy is like handball. It's simple. Anyone can do it. You just smack the ball into the wall and you're moving around having fun. That's all it is. It's not about being the best in the world. It's just about becoming more coordinated and having fun and moving around. That's what this is like, this 10 EMA strategy. So think about it that way. It's not about winning. It's about spending time in the charts, getting familiar with candles. Dude, like I don't even look at these things the same way now. Like I can't unsee what I've seen. And the only reason I got it is from seeing, like I had to have seen like a million hammers to know that this hammer is like pretty cool. But like I used to think this hammer was like the best thing in the world. Like I just thought like, oh, a hammer, like look at this, it's the best hammer ever. Like it just takes experience. There's no substitute for it. And it takes seeing what hammers work and which ones don't. It's the same thing for everything. You have to see them fail and you have to see them win. And then you'll start to notice things that they all have in common. And you'll be like, oh, okay. Like, that makes sense. So yeah, that's what this is about. So the 10 EMA strategy real quick. Let me see. Everybody see my trading view?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay. Well, let's see. Just pick a random. I don't know. Let's just let me turn on my, and I'm going to real quick. So when I back trade, this is one of the things I do. So I just pick a random ticker. I come up here, I turn off, I click this little eyeball, click this little eyeball, I click this little eyeball, I double click to get my RSI off. Somebody throw out a random day.
21st of August.
21st of August. Thank you, Rich. Okay, it's a Saturday, so we'll do the 20th. Okay, so 20th of August. Now, does everybody see what I did there? And there's nothing on my screen now. I went down here to the calendar, I picked that random day, and then I click the back trade thingy, I click this, and I go back to the 20th, and then I turn everything back on. And if through this process you guys like the way that my indicators are set up, like I have my SMAs that I toggle on and off, and I keep my EMAs on all the time. If you like these, let me know, and I'll just send you the script so that you can just paste them into your trading view and use these ones. I like a 105 EMA, and I like a 10 and a 20. And that's literally all I use. I use the volume. I look at the RSI a little bit. I don't base my trades off it. I just kind of look at it. And yeah, that's it. The 105 is my midterm moving average. So that kind of just like, for me, it's just an easy, okay, the trend is down. I can see that. The overall, this midterm trend is down. Even though this is kind of going sideways, my bias is short because the CMA is pulling down, okay? And then the 10 and the 20, I just kind of use as a reference when I'm feeling froggy enough to do that 10 EMA strategy. If I see something I like, I just like to kind of have it there as a little reference. But yeah, I use those things as confluence, guys, but mainly I'm just using support, resistance, and I mean, I definitely use the EMA for sure. So we'll get into kind of how I use this. So let's get into what this 10 EMA strategy is. So let's see. All right. So first candle. Okay. So per the 10 EMA strategy, we now have a close above the 10 EMA, which is this green line. So since we have a close above the 10, I am now allowed to enter above the first bear candle that closes above the 10. So let's see what we get. Bull candle. Can I enter above that candle? Yes or no?
So Lance, you start at the beginning of the day.
Yep.
And then once a candle closes above, if it's a bull candle, yeah, you have to have a bull candle closing above before you can like start the count. Correct?
That's correct. Yeah. So
okay.
And then if we get a close back underneath, it resets.
It resets.
We can either go short or we have to wait for a close above to go long again. And
do you follow
some examples.
Do you follow one stock during the day, or do you like scan for this, or do you just go down you just go down one by one every?
You see this?
Mm-hmm.
These are my tickers.
Okay. So you just flip through those.
One of these tickers like a billion times, except AMC. That was kind of a gambly little options play that I was but yeah, the rest of these I've back traded like a billion times. I know how they move. I understand how they move. They're predictable. I get it. I don't really trade Disney that often, but it's kind of cool. Some of them I just kind of have on here because I think they're cool. Like Tesla, I never trade, but I just check in on it. Apple, I don't trade that often. I check in on it. Yeah. So the green ones are all the ones I was looking at. So I'll go through like we'll get into my strategy. I don't know. It'll come up eventually, but basically I'll go through all these tickers. And if I'm liking the way they're shaping up, I'll put a little green flag on them and I'll move them up to the top. And then, so yeah, well, this is an open position. That's why that's like this. And then these ones, yeah, so I'll narrow it down. So like I have 34 or something on this list. By the first 10 minutes of the day, it was only these ones. And then I only ended up setting up one trade and it was on Invite and I got missed by 2 cents. So yeah, that's how so out of 34 tickers, I found one setup I liked today. And it missed me by 2 cents. So I didn't take a trade. But that's how it works for me. Oh, and guys, go ahead.
Do you set that up like pre-market? Like, do you have the list of the ones you want to concentrate on before it opens?
Nope, not at all.
Okay.
So I'll take all these off, in fact. So every day, I'm a complete blank canvas. I don't have anything in my brain. I have no expectations of what's going to happen. I do it just like this. I see what the first candle is, and I start from there.
Okay.
That's how I do it. And dude, like if you told me 6 months ago that I was going to every day be able to manage a list of 34 tickers, I would have literally thrown up. I was like, no way, dude. That's anxiety written all over it. There's no way. Give me one ticker. Like, I don't know what to do. Where's all the gaps? Yeah, it was crazy.
Would you recommend starting with like 10, just, cycling through those 10?
Start with 10.
Start with 10, cycle through those 10, and then as you get better, make your watch list longer.
Start with 10. And we're going to get into this, but since you brought it up, let's just talk about it now. So I'm going to show you how to back trade these basically. I'm going to show you what it looks like to back trade. What I want you guys to do is once we go through this, I'm going to show you how it's done. For every day when you sit down to back trade, just go through like a month, set up trades, just go through, like, don't keep score, just set them up, click through them. Next day, boom, set it up, click through it. get into a zone, get yourself warmed up, get into it, start being engaged, go through like a month of data. And then, okay, I'm warm, it counts starting now on the new day. Then start journaling them. Then start keeping the track of them in your journal. And treat everyone like it's a real trade with real money. That's why I back trade like this, because it simulates real life. I have no idea what's going to happen. It's a completely random day. I don't see anything. I have no bias, no inclination of what's going to happen. That's why I do it that way, because that simulates that real emotion. Dude, it's the same thing. When I don't, even now, when I don't know like what's going to happen on this chart and I got 5 people in here watching me, I get a little nervous, dude. But that's how it has to be. That's how you tame that emotion, is getting there and spending time in that uncomfortable state and becoming comfortable in it. It just comes with time. But yeah, so you're going to want to get loose, spend it, go through like a month worth of data, clicking through it kind of fast, get into the zone, not fast, but like you'll start to develop your own pace. You'll get into a rhythm. You'll get into a zone. And by the time, dude, a couple months from now, a couple weeks from now even, you will be amazed how much farther you've progressed than where you are right now, just by doing this. Everybody cool? Okay. Yep. So, Jenny, you still with us?
Yeah, I'm just making a cuppa.
Okay, nice. Okay, so we've got a close above the 10, but it is a bull candle. So per our rules, we have to do nothing. We have to wait. Let's see what happens. Okay, we have a bear candle that closes above the 10. Are we allowed to get in above it?
Yes.
Okay, let's set it up. By the way, if everybody doesn't already use these long and short tools, get with the program, people. This thing is amazing. You need to use these.
Wait, what?
These two?
What are the, okay.
Bro. This is the golden ticket, dude. You want to get good at trading and to make it easy, this is it.
Oh, so, sweet.
Dude, life-changing. And you can put your account value in here with your R, so it automatically tells you how many shares. Dude, this is it. There's nothing else. This is why TradingView is the #1 in the world, because this tool is incredible. So what you do is you grab the tool. So this is long, the arrow's going up like this. This is short, it's going down like this. And you just throw it where you want to enter, drag your stop wherever you think you want your stop to be, drag your target wherever you think your target should be. And then it automatically tells you, okay, since I have a $50,000 account and my R is $1,000, I can buy 1,219 shares with this entry and this stop.
Holy moly.
Yeah, dude. Welcome to the show. This thing is life-changing.
You can also set it up as a template. So if you always want to have that 1 hour of risk and 2 hour of profit, it's just set up automatically. You just click the template.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can save that, set it up however you want. I don't personally do that because I believe that arbitrary targets are a good way to not make money. Because like my target, I should have my target defined based on where I think price can go, not like, oh, I want 2 R's with this stop. So, and I'm not saying you do that, Jenny. I'm just saying that I just wanted to make that very clear, because that is it's not that uncommon of an opinion or of a method here in RLT, but I definitely hear a lot of people just say, okay, I'm going to throw my target up at like 1.5 or 2 R's. I don't do it that way, and I don't think you should either. I think everything you do in the market, your entry, your stop, and your target should be predefined. You should know where you think price is going to go. You should know where you think price isn't going to go. And that's how you set up your targets and your stops. I don't think anything in here should be arbitrary. So with that said, let's move on. Unless anybody has any questions about anything I just said.
Mm-mm.
Okay. And you'll see, we'll get into a bunch of that, of where do I think price can go and where shouldn't it go. That's going to be, I mean, that's the bread and butter of trading. I know, Tad, I think it was you that said you struggled with RR. Dude, that's, this is what that is. So I'm not going to get into any of that right now. Just for the first few minutes, I'm just going to set up trades. Contrary to everything I just said, they're going to be arbitrary, just so we can all get the rules of this strategy, okay? So per the rules of this strategy, I am now allowed to set up an entry right here above this candle. So let's say I'm just going to put my stop right here. Let's see that. Okay. I leave it right there. I don't do anything. Okay, we got to close beneath the 10. I cancel this trade. Now, if I want to go short, the same is true in the other direction. I need a bull candle to close below the 10, and I can enter below that. So let's see what happens. Okay, perfect. So I can now take this trade. And that's not a bad trade. In fact, this trade probably works. This trade probably works. Okay, so does everybody understand how I just did that? Any questions about that?
Is TradingView your brokerage?
No, I execute on Thinkorswim.
Okay. Me too.
If you want to talk about that one-on-one sometime later on and how I trade and how I set things up on Thinkorswim, we can do that. But for
Thank you.
For the intents and purposes of this, I mean, that's down the road some. Yeah, that's just clicking buttons, but this is where all the magic happens. All right, so now we're gonna, this trade set up, let's see what happens. Okay, we're in. If anybody sees anything and they have a question about a candle or anything like that, speak up. Uh-oh. Anticipation's killing me. All right, we're stopped out.
Yeah, I mean, so the stock here, it's going sideways. Would you still play the 10 EMA here?
Well, that is kind of a nuanced question. It depends.
Okay.
Can you play the strategy? If you're just playing the strategy as it is, then yeah, you can take that trade. Would I have taken this trade? Probably not. And here's why. I wouldn't have taken this trade because now the trade right here does not actually look bad. Like, we have all the EMAs now acting as resistance. So all this stuff is now on top of price. So that's good. I like that. So since all that stuff is acting as protection, if I put my stop up here, okay, my stop's protected. So where do I think the price can go? So if this level fails, because if we need this level to fail in order for us to make an R, right? Mm-hmm. So if this level fails, where do I think price can go? So I drew this line. We have this pivot, we have this pivot, we have this stuff in here, we have this little pivot, we have these little pivots right here. So if price fails, probably get down into here somewhere, right? Does everybody understand kind of why I drew that line there?
Mm-hmm.
See this? See how everything is kind of encapsulates the range of this little, see how there's a pivot here, kind of just encapsulates.
The rudest person I ever met. We're in a public place. We're all trying to work.
Okay, see ya. That was weird. Anyways, oops. So, does everybody understand that?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's put our target down there. All right, I don't hate this trade. This isn't a terrible trade. Now, why would I not take this trade? Because this bad boy right here. Volume acts as support and resistance. And that volume is telling me that people are kind of pumped about this level failing. They tried to push it lower. They tried to break this level, and immediately buyers stepped up to purchase it. So think about it. Think about you don't know what's going to happen. This candle is being printed in real time. Every second that goes by, what do we see? We see it come up here and it turns green. And then for probably like 4 minutes and 20 seconds out of the next 5, it's just red, 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 looking like it's going to shave the bottom, red, looking like, oh, baby, let's go. It's going to fall. It's going to come down to this next level. They're crushing it. Bears are in control. Let's go. And then last 20 seconds, boop, gets bought. And then you get this wick. And now all those bears that were just trying to push this down are like, oh, shit. So now with that, okay, so there you go. There's the pop. Now with that said, you do still have these moving averages. But like I think it was Tad or Fadi might have said earlier, this is kind of going sideways. So I'm going to be a little bit patient because I got this kind of telling me that it should be going higher, but then this kind of fails and I see that, okay, this might be able to go lower. But in reality, we still have this support to get through. This hammer is now support with this volume. And it's at this pivot already, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this is still strong support. Now, had this thing kind of failed already, closed red, and then came up and given us a green candle to get under, and the EMAs were kind of doing this, and I had a green candle, oh yeah, that's beautiful, because now I can get in below. This level already basically failed. And now, if I get even the slightest bit moved down to trigger me in, there should be nothing stopping it. Now, I mean, it would only be like a 0.82 R risk reward, so I probably wouldn't take it, but that's kind of how that works. Oops. Okay. So let's keep trading through this, see what happens. All right, so once I lose on that trade, I'm done with this chart for the day, right? I'm done with that. I mean, it's chopping around, it's going sideways. If it was going to go lower, it was going to happen. I don't think it's I mean, it could make a new high. It's making a new high, but do I think it's really worth it? Do I think I'm going to get an R anywhere? I personally wouldn't. You're going to be in it all day. It's going to grind forever. It's just why do it? But when you're back trading and you're practicing, if you want to take this trade, per the rules, can you take this trade? Sure can.
Yes.
Would you? I wouldn't. Because
I would.
You would? Why?
It's bouncing up. It looks like it reversed down. There's almost tweezer bottoms at the bottom. It looks like it's going higher, maybe like a little pullback, those 2 red candles, or maybe a little small pullback, and then it'll keep going up.
Where do you think it'll go to? Tell me when.
I think it might keep going up, and maybe another 50 cents.
Wait, from here?
Oh, no, 10 cents, 10 or 15 cents.
From 2190, so you think it'll go to 22?
Wait, where's, no.
I'm sorry.
Where are we at?
Where do you think it's going to go?
2170 maybe.
Okay.
2165, 2170.
Got you. 2170. Okay, I agree, 100%. It could get to 2170. Is that worth it? Look at this risk reward.
Would you put your stop loss there?
Yeah, I thought you would put your stop loss below the candle.
This candle?
Yeah.
Does anybody here have the buying power to buy that many shares with that tight of a stop loss?
Yeah, okay. I've used my big account.
First of all, probably not. Second of all, why? This is in a range. This thing's going like this.
Mm-hmm.
Anything can happen. Look at all these wicks. Do I want to risk whatever my R is? So say eventually my goal is to have $1,000 R. Am I comfortable risking $1,000 on what's this? 7 cents, dude? Why? I'm not. I'm not at all, especially on a 5-minute chart. Remember, okay, so if we put our stop right here, okay, and we get triggered into the trade, so we're in. The only thing, I don't even have a chance. The first thing that happened, like my stop is gone. It's obliterated. It only has this one little thing to get through. And I'm immediately losing money, immediately, if it turns around. Now, conversely, if I have my stop down here, if I have my stop down here, now what? Now I have this monster. I have this monstrous volume. I have this pivot. I have this pivot that just happened. I have a lot of stuff now. I have this entire line of support right here because we reclaimed that. This is the retest. So we just reclaimed all this. Multiple layers. So now if this trade were to go up and work against me, it should bounce right here, right? And give me some kind of chance to get out, or it should go through and then retest it. So I should be able to get out. I'm not immediately going to lose that whole R. I'll have options. I'll have an opportunity to not lose that full R and to get out close to break even or lose small, right? Does everybody understand the difference?
What do you mean by reclaiming? You said you reclaim.
Okay, so
what does that mean?
What that means is, so this is a support level, right? You see this? Does everybody see how? Does everybody see how this is support?
No, I don't. I don't see where it like pivoted.
Right here. Right here. Right here. See how this?
It looks like it went through those to me, though. That doesn't look like a pivot.
It did. But it stopped first. See? Boop, bounce, holds there for a second, then pops through. This came down, boop, hit off it, came back up. This came down, stopped, fell through, bounced back off it, reclaimed. Seeing it?
Yeah, but I mean, you could say that for any price level. I mean, to me, support.
Some are
to me, support would be like around 21.35. Right there would be
35. Well, this is where I just had it. So 21.35.
21.34, 21.35 area.
You're right. This is another level of support.
So yeah, those are obvious supports to me. The line above it that you have, I don't see where that's support.
Okay, so if we look at these two spots right here, okay, that to me is, you have, look at this.
Yeah, it looks like it's like a double bottom.
But it's all resting on this line right here. You see how there was a battle for this level?
Not really.
You're looking at support as a single line. It's a zone.
Right.
I understand that, but there's a lot of back and forth at that price.
Exactly.
In that area.
It
Exactly. That's what makes
people
it so
bought
strong.
it back up.
The fact that there's back and forth, that there's interest at this level, that's what makes it so strong. Because this, okay, so does this look more clear to you? Do you see how everything in between here, in between these two lines now acts as a
It's like a trading range, yeah.
Exactly. This is the bottom. That's the bottom of it. I mean, technically this is the bottom, but this is where the meat is. This is where there's pivots in between. So that's how it works. This is just the meat. Anywhere. So think about it as drawing. Think about it as like you have a sheet of metal, some gel, and then another sheet of metal. That thing can, if price hits this, it can flex. It can cause deflection in that plate, but it should bounce back up. it can put pressure on that plate, and the plate can collapse a little bit, but it should bounce. So think about it like that. Okay. And now once we see it like that, when I say reclaim, I mean, okay, this zone was broken through, and then it reclaimed it, and it held it. This is the reclaim. This is the hold. This is the it's pausing, it's resting. You see this consolidation? And then couldn't hold it.
Okay.
So it came down here, it tested this level, reclaimed. See this strong close? You see how this thing didn't bump its head? It didn't take 3 or 4 candles. It didn't give you like little tiny little baby candles. Boom, right through it, closed strong. That is a reclaim. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So
can I say that Ricky gave us an indicator, which is a support and resistance indicator. And just so that we're all looking at the same thing, instead of us arbitrarily drawing on lines whenever we feel that there's a support and resistance, we've all got this indicator on our chart, and it's got one very, very similar in that spot. It's at 2134.
down here.
Yeah. And they've got another one at 2167. So very similar kind of spots.
Well, the thing about indicators is they're not humans. Like, we have the ability to understand this nuance. That's where we excel. That's our specialty. So like, why would you rely on some arbitrary thing when you can just polish your eye to understand these micro pivots?
Yeah. But I mean, I think for if we're trying to just give you a kind of a quick glance indication, if you are having trouble seeing where the points are, I mean, you can always refine it yourself. But I just think it's really handy to have it especially when you're training yourself to where to look. I think it's a really good indicator to have. Okay,
that'd be cool. You can post it in that Slack group that we have.
Okay.
And anybody wants to use it, go ahead. But I am going to continue to do it this way. and we will all calibrate. Like, the goal is that by the end of it, we'll all understand these pivots and we'll all understand why they're there. So if they look like jibbly jobbly right now and you don't understand, that's fine. It's the first day. We'll be okay. I mean, this is the first, like, Tad, you didn't know what a reclaim was. This is how it works, brother. This thing right here. Now the retest, since this closed above strong, the retest will now come back and test this level that it just reclaimed. Do you see how it got up above this pivot?
Yeah.
Retest, boom. So this is saying, okay, this should hold. This should hold now. This is going to be a support. That's why it could be okay to set up a trade like this, because this level right here, this should be the last stop. Because after this, if we look at this, remember, this is what we just talked about. If this fails, then we're coming down here, somewhere like this. And the way I'm doing that, guys, is I'm just like, okay, here's a wick, and here's a bunch of like stuff in between. It looks like, yeah, look, we got this thing's touching all these little pivots, blah, 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 blah. This is kind of like the bottom of a gap. We're hitting like this pivot, these wicks, this pivot. Like, it's not perfect, but it's like, okay, I don't need to be perfect. I just need to know the general area where that's going to come. And that for me is good enough. So where am I? Okay. So if this level, now this is, you're right, this is support. So once this pivot fails, once this level fails, we have this. This is all that's left. And we got that from looking right here and back at this other stuff. So this held. Now it's back up to the next zone right here. This is where the next pivot is. This is holding. Okay, so if this is holding, then where can we expect price to now have a problem? Where can we expect price to start to struggle?
20 next resistance level.
Exactly. Where's that?
2177.
God dang right it is, Rich. Now, does everybody understand why that looks like some resistance? Price should have some trouble getting through that level. Does everybody understand that?
Mhm.
Yeah. So if I set up this trade, and guys, can you set it up like this? Of course, go ahead. I'm not going to be mad at you. I'm not going to be mad at you at all. But that's not how I'd set it up. You could. It probably works. But that's not how I'd set it up. Because what I want to maximize is I want to win 70% of my trades. I want to win most of my trades. I like to win. I don't like to lose. I'm cool only taking 1.2 Rs every day and winning 70% of the time than trying to make 3 Rs, 2.5 on all my trades and only win like 50% of the time. I just don't like it. That's how I tailor my eye and calibrate my eye to understand the charts. I want to protect my stop. I don't want to be greedy with my targets. I want to be realistic with my targets. So you could set this trade up like this, and I bet you this trade probably works because I already saw the first few candles, so I know it's going to work. But I wouldn't set it up like this. I wouldn't even take this trade because in my mind, I'm saying, okay, so if this is our range, right? I'm taking an entry in like the upper part of this range. So I can expect, if this is our range, I can expect price to stay within the range, right? That's what a range is. It just showed me it's not going to go any lower, so I should be okay. I should feel comfortable knowing this just held. It's probably not going to go lower. So that's where I want to put my stop, where I don't think price is going to go because it just showed me it's not going to go there. So if I'm looking at this range, I think, okay, well, price can get probably to here because it just showed me it tried to get through here and it didn't work. Does everybody understand that?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm looking at this and I'm thinking to myself, okay, I have no room. Like it probably goes higher. It probably comes up to 2177, but it's not worth it for me because I'm only going to get 0.8 Rs up to that. Everybody get that? Any questions about that? Let's see what happens. Oh, real quick, caveat. So once it gets through 2177, the highest I think it can go is like 2193. So even there, 1.4-ish, okay, whatever. It's not a bad trade, but I don't think it gets there. It's got to get through here first. So let's see what happens. What time is it? It's 11 o'clock. Okay, we're in. Boom, we hit it. Okay, we hit it. 2193 to the penny. Cool. It worked. It worked. Awesome. Is that high probability? Nope.
No.
Does it work sometimes? Yep. But we are in the business of maximizing our odds. So yeah, don't chase the shiny carrot. Play the probabilities. This just showed us it was in a range. And this is the uncommon outcome. And look what it did. It struggled at both the points we said it would, didn't it? Struggled right here, tested it, struggled. Bears were pumped right here. They thought it was going to go lower and they got this wick. And then right here, hit it to the penny and it held this level. Why did it go to those two areas? Resistance, resistance, and now it's in this range. Now it's in this little range. Do you see that? All right, let's do another day. Oh, baby, big gap. So, I wouldn't touch it, but we'll get into that later on. But let's see what happens. Definitely wouldn't touch it now. It's too high. Oh, Shep just joined us. Let me let him in real quick. What's up, Shep? Okay, he'll be in. So yeah, okay. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bull candles in a row. RSI's through the roof. Big gap, and we are coming into resistance. Does everybody see why this is a strong resistance?
Yep.
Okay. Where's my next level? Here, right? Where's my next level? Here, right? Now, do I draw these out on my screen ahead of time? Nope, I don't. Because I don't know if they matter until price starts interacting with them. Now price is interacting with them. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bull candles in a row. I am coming into strong resistance. I have an upper wick on this candle. I still have bull volume coming in on this candle. That bull volume, if you'll notice, is as big as, it's bigger than this one and this one. And look how much smaller the candle is.
So can you just explain the significance of that? So just because the price hasn't gone up as much, you think they're looking to start to sell?
Let me see if I understand your question. So you're asking me now if I'm anticipating some selling to come in.
You're just saying that bull volume was big, but then that candle's not as long. So I'm just wondering. Good. Yeah.
So I got you. When that happens, when you have a discrepancy like that, and it's not like the first candle of the day or whatever, because those are often just like there's a little bit more volume. When you notice a discrepancy like that, that is, it could be a huge volume bar. It could be volume that's too big for the candle, whatever it is. All that's saying is, hey, pay attention to me. Something's about to happen. Pay attention. So now that I'm getting that with this oversold RSI at this level of, it already punctured this one. Now it's coming up into this one. That's telling me the top's probably in. And not for the day necessarily, but definitely don't buy it right now. Don't buy it up here because it's about to sell some. Probably pulls back into here somewhere. Yeah, Shep, you in here? What's up, man?
Hey, but can you hear me? I'm driving.
Yep. You're driving and meeting again. Okay.
I'm always driving.
All right. So yeah, it probably pulls back into here. I'm just going to get that out of here for now. All right. So that's all that's saying. That's saying pay attention. It's saying don't buy me up here. Now, is this pertinent to our strategy? No, we didn't get a bear candle yet, but let's see what happens. There's some selling. And there it is. Oh, baby. Oh, where was that line I drew? Come on. Let's go. All right. So now, per our strategy, let's go back a candle. Per our strategy, we can now, let me get all this out of here. Per our strategy, we can take a trade like this. Does anybody think this is a good trade?
Nope.
Exactly. It's not. That makes no sense. Why in the world would you buy it up here? So when you're going through these strategies, this is the kind of stuff that I want you to pay attention. Just start to play with. Start to understand that some trades are better than others. Like, per our rules, we're allowed to take this, but it's a bad trade. Now let's see. All right, this closes below the 10, so now we have to reset. Okay, we're back in play. Okay, now we can take this trade. Is this a good trade?
I wouldn't take that.
Neither would I. But it could work, but I wouldn't take it either. Anybody want to take this trade? We're going to roll the dice. There's no money involved. Who said they wouldn't take it? Was that you, Tad?
Yeah, I would not take that.
Why wouldn't
Well,
you take
I would take it because of the S curve.
it? Okay, Fadi, I can see that.
Yeah, I can see that too. I would take. Yeah, it just shot up so fast with. Yeah.
Right, but for me, this is buyers coming in, and after they ran it for a while, they locked in some profit. Shorts thinking it's going to go down, and now buyers going to step back in. That's kind of how I'm looking at it.
And Fadi, you could be absolutely 100% right. Let's see.
Yeah. That inverted hammer, that last candle looks like an inverted hammer to me, and that's what concerns me.
Okay, so the stock has been up 4.7% on the day. That's not a small move. Not really a small move. So let's see. To hit our target, Fadi, do you agree that this is a good target up here? Where would you put your target?
Yes, it's going to be around that support line.
Around 23.32, we'll say?
Yeah, and I
Okay.
usually also look at the like daily average, candle average, stuff like that.
So in order for this thing to hit our target, it's got to have a 6.25% day. That can happen.
Well, that's a gap, right? So it's not all the way from down there.
No, it is, because the way that it's measured is from the previous day's close, right?
So you don't look at it from open? You don't take it from open?
That's not, it's up 6.37% from yesterday's close.
Right.
Yeah, I don't take it from open because that's not what, like if I look over here on the percent change, that's what it's telling me. It's telling me from yesterday's close.
Okay.
But you could do it that way. I mean, it's all a matter of how you do it. If you do it the same way every day, then you're going to be calibrated that way. Whatever it is, just stick to it.
Yeah, I do it like that because, like, for example, if I know the stock moves average $3 a day, even if it gaps up like 5%, it doesn't mean it's going to go down. Like if it goes up $2, doesn't mean it's only going to move $1. It's still going to move $3 or so, even after it gaps up. That's kind of why I look at it that way.
I definitely can see that. I would caution you against, I think that's something good to have in the back of your mind for tickers you trade all the time. But I think this stuff comes first. I think support and resistance comes first.
Correct.
And yeah, so that's cool. Keep it in the back of your mind, have it as a reference. But this stuff for me comes first. And I mean, on a lot of tickers, like 6%, that's a pretty decent move. I mean, it can still happen. Of course it can happen. It probably might. It probably will. Because it's kind of resting here, but I wouldn't take it. And Tad, you said that you wouldn't take it because of this candle.
I wouldn't take it because it looks like an inverted hammer. If it was like a high wave, maybe I would take it. But that inverted hammer, it's kind of, that's what concerns me. That's
okay. I can kind of see that because it kind of, like we talked about, right? This is that little zone.
Selling pressure.
See this little zone in here? What did we do? We failed that zone, tried to reclaim it, tried to push up to the top end of that range, and we failed it again. But we do now have Mr. Moving Average coming up here to hold price. So the reason I wouldn't take this trade is because I'm getting conflicting information. Oh no, just deleted my moving averages. Yeah, I'm getting conflicting information. The moving averages are telling me we're going to hold it up, but the support and resistance is telling me it's not going to go much higher. That's why I wouldn't take it, because I don't have a clear edge. I'm not sure it's going to go higher. I'm not 70% sure it's going to go higher. I'm like 50% sure it could go higher. That's not good enough for me.
Kind of same here, yeah.
It's not good enough for me, especially at 1.39 RR. If I'm making a gamble and it's 50-50, I want like 5 Rs. So yeah, let's see what happens. Fadi, you're in, right? Let's see. Nope. None of us are in it. Close below the 10. Let's take it off. Okay, let's see what happens now. Okay, does anybody want to short this thing?
So wait, if the bear candle that closes above the 10, if you take the trade and it goes down and closes below the 10, that's a signal to cancel the trade?
That's correct. So
Okay.
if you're looking for
So
a
before you're
bullish
triggered,
trade,
okay. So if it goes above that candle, you're triggered, but as soon as it closes below the 10, cancel the trade altogether.
that's correct. So
Got
let
it.
me just
Okay.
to go back just to make sure that we're okay. Just make sure we're on the same page. So you're allowed to take this trade because
Okay.
we got a bullish close. So this
Mhm.
as of this candle, we're looking bearish. Now we're back to bullish because we're on top of the 10. We get a close above the 10. That's a bearish candle. We can
Okay.
take this.
So your entry's above the candle, but if it closes below the 10, cancel.
Now we cancel the trade.
Got it. Okay.
And now we can look bearish. Okay. So now do you see why this becomes our bearish setup?
Mm-hmm.
If we want it. If we
Bull
want
candle
this
close
trade.
below.
Right. So okay, we're kind of like at this pivot a little bit. I can see price kind of coming down into here. Anybody want to short this thing? Does everybody see? Get this stuff out of here. It's a little bit confusing.
I'd take that short.
Chef wants to short it.
You know I would. Well, I mean,
Okay.
look at it. There's an inverted. It's an inverted hammer. It's within the rules. It's right below. I mean, it's right on. What is that? That other moving average. What is that? The 20?
That's
What
the
is
20.
that?
Yep.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, I could see why you wouldn't want to take it, but it fits. It's an inverted hammer. It's selling pressure. It's below the 10. It's right on the 20. If it breaks that 20, it's got room to fall. You've got good risk reward there.
We kind of got this little double top too, right? Little retest.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I could see taking this short. Would I take it short? Not in a million years. But per our rules, in your back trading, take this thing short. Go ahead and see what happens. That's what this is all about. But what I want you to do when you're setting all these trades up in your back trading is I want you to imagine that we're having these dialogues. I want you to look at the zones around you. I want you to think about this moving average coming up. Because by the time the candles get to like here, the moving average will be here. Now it'll be protecting this off. I want you to think about all these things when you're back trading. And take these trades and see if they work and see if they don't.
Why
Everybody
would
with
you
me?
not take that short?
Did you see how I just drew that moving average?
Yeah. Gotcha.
That's why. Because
Aren't gaps a good
this thing
support
needs-
also?
Huh?
Aren't gaps a good support also?
Yes. Yes, they are. So, I mean, yes, they are. To put it simply. So, but that doesn't necessarily matter because I could front run this gap with my target. So I'm not necessarily, if the gap's going to get filled on a down move, it might even happen the same day. I mean, but this was a lot of consolidation. It popped out pretty strong. I don't really see this gap filling. So not only do I not see the gap filling, but we still have these pivots in here to kind of worry about, like all this kind of stuff. Just to make it easier, we have all this kind of stuff. See how this is kind of just like boom, boom, boom. Like this isn't perfect. These aren't perfect, but there's like stuff hitting here. Everybody get that? And the only reason that I'm looking right there is because it's relevant to where my target is.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Like, see how, like, you can draw lines all over the place. I don't give a shit. I only care about these ones because it's directly where I think my target can be. So that's why I'm looking there. That's why I don't spend time in the morning drawing lines here and there and there and that, because I don't care. Unless they're relevant, unless they're immediately relevant to what I'm trying to do, then I'm wasting my time looking at. So the fact that I'm looking at a trade right here, which I could have never dreamed would set up this way until 10:35 on August 23rd, not earlier in the pre-market, not 10, 15 minutes ago. I didn't know any of this was going to happen until right now. So now that I'm looking at this trade and I'm thinking, okay, I can put my stop right here because this pivot just came in. Where do I need to go to get an R? I need to, I don't know, around here somewhere. So what's there? I have all this stuff here. So yeah, it might get there. It might. But what else do I have? I have that stuff that you have to understand. We beat all this stuff. We reclaimed it. So now it's even stronger. It's unlikely. It shouldn't really come all the way back down. It could. It should, I mean, it will probably. But now we also have this moving average coming up. We have this pivot. It's worth a try. We can try it. I want you to try these things when you're back trading, but I want you to look at all these. I want you to know that it could fail and then see it fail and be like, oh, okay, I kind of knew that could happen. Or, oh, this should work. And then it worked. I kind of expected that should work. Now let's see what happens. Boom, we're in. Oh, I hate that candle. Okay. And we're going to get probably stopped out. This probably trades sideways all day. We're out. But I mean, in reality, and we'll get into stop trailing and trade management later. In all reality, dude, you had a million chances to not lose a full R here. That's why we put our stop up there. I mean, you had 10:30. It like it's like 3 hours to be like, okay, this isn't working. Like once it reclaims these moving averages and starts riding this stuff back up, it's not working. Does everybody kind of understand why we put our stop up there? For this reason?
Yeah.
To understand, to have time to react. Okay. You guys want to do another one and call it a day?
So let me,
Sure.
What strategy do you play? Because it's usually, I understand we need to back trade, right? But what are we back trading? You have to have something to back trade.
That 10 Ema strategy. That's what we're doing.
No, I understand. But usually what do you like, what do you
I
usually
do?
trade? Yeah.
We're not really there yet, Fadi.
Okay. So you're gonna do another one like for that? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I can show you how I take a trade real fast.
No, that's fine. We can continue with this and we come back to it another time.
Okay, yeah, let's do that. Yeah, I mean, dude, honestly, the way I trade is very, 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 very simple. But it got simple through a distillation of all this shit that I thought was super complicated. So like once you understand how all this works, only then can you understand how simple my strategy is and how effective it is. But you have to kind of dig yourself through all the shit first to really understand and believe in how it works. So let's go to the next day. And trust me, dude, we'll talk about it. And I'm going to send all of you my back trading journal that has all of my strategies and all the rules in there. Albeit they're not like perfect to how I actually use the strategies now, but they're pretty good. They're a place to start and you can play around with them and have fun with them. Okay. So we get a monstrous gap up again, right into resistance. RSI is like 10 million. Anybody see anything else that's kind of like, wow, what the heck's going on with that? Anybody see anything? What does everybody see? Shout it out.
Volume.
Damn right, Fadi.
Is that an all-time high?
I don't know if it's an all-time high. I don't want to go out to the daily chart because it'll mess us up.
No.
No,
but
it's not. We have other highs.
A lot of
right
people are profitable. A lot of people are trapped.
I wouldn't go as far as to say that. I don't think a lot of people are trapped. Because here's why a lot of people aren't trapped. Where are they trapped from? This was an up day. This is an up day. Why are they trapped? They could have got out they could have got right here. They were trapped maybe here. Maybe they got out here. Why are they trapped? I don't think anybody's trapped. I mean, are some people trapped? Some people are always trapped. But I'm not.
Not enough to make a difference.
Right. This to me screams bulls are excited. This doesn't scream bears are trapped.
Okay.
See the difference? Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah, I see it now.
And it very well, I should say the gap itself. When I look closer, I'm like, I don't know if this is going to hold up. Now, why do I think that?
Why? Because with all this volume, it still left a big upper wick.
Exactly.
It's also
And,
coming that resistance line that you've drawn.
Exactly. Now, here's what's really cool about wicks. And this is something that I don't really, a lot of people hear like be the trap. And I was like, what the hell? Like, what does that mean? Like, I know what it means, but like, how do I do it? Do I get in like right at the resistance or like what? How do I be the trap? I don't get that. This is what the trap is right here. Okay. When you understand these zones, you will be able to become the trap and see the trap and understand the trap. Because remember that analogy we talked about with the metal plate and all the gel?
Mm-hmm.
So think about a wick, especially one with volume like that, as like a nail or like something like a needle, even not even a nail, like a needle popping through that thing real quick and real fast. Didn't even have a chance to deflect this thing, just boom, punctured right through it. No, I didn't mean to draw the line all the way up again. Dang it. Okay, so like a needle just pop right through it and then immediately comes back out. That's what this thing is to me. That's what these little, like, boop, that didn't do shit to this thing. It's just a little, like a trick. Everybody that thought, okay, we just gapped up, we're going to make it all the way up to here, let's go. Buyers are jumping in. Like, they saw these 2 days of consolidation, and then, okay, we got above all this stuff. Let's go. Let's push this thing to the moon. Let's get up to 24. Let's get up here. Let's get up to this next level, and then let's hold this and then make another push up. So think about it. When this thing opens, because remember, this is a gap. So it opened here. It opened here, traded down for like 2 seconds, and then every bull in the world was like, yes, let's go. Let's go. And they pushed it all the way up here. Imagine if you were playing a gap, bullish, and you, on the first candle, you got in and you saw the candle forming and it's like right here. And then you're like, damn, let's go. And you start buying and the candle goes up to here. You're like, hell yeah, dude, this thing's going to the moon. You're pumped. And then last 30 seconds of the candle, boop, trades all the way back down to here. What are you thinking to yourself? Uh-oh. Shit. I thought that was going to be a lot stronger. I thought we were going to be at 24 by now. Uh-oh. Maybe I should get out now before it goes back down here. And if everybody thinks that at once, what happens? Price goes lower. And what about the stubborn people who are like, no, I'll just double down and set my stop like right here somewhere. Or no, that's the bears. I'm sorry. Yeah, what if I just double down and I like set my stop like right here? Because I got in right here. What if I like set it right here? If I'm a bull. So that's the psychology that's going on here. Bulls are like, God damn, let's go. And then they see this wick and they're like, not looking so good. And bears hopped in right here probably because they get a good RR. Because if a bear hops in right here, now they can kind of set their, okay, so if they enter there, they can kind of set their stop up here because it'll be protected. And then they don't even need to really fill the gap. They can get 2 Rs just coming down to here if they're bears. It's a great trade if you're a bear, right? Everybody kind of see that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that is why when I see this candle, I'm not looking to go bullish. Just not. Am I looking to go bearish? Anybody? What do you think?
I could if it breaks the low, but it's not going to be a big range coming down.
Yeah.
Yeah. But again, it's gonna hit that resistance, so there isn't a lot of risk to reward type thing. So I don't think it's gonna.
There's none.
That's yeah.
Right.
So I would probably want to see it consolidate and do something else.
What do you want to see it do?
I want to see the next candle. If the next candle is a bullish, then maybe get in the trade.
I want to see a base. I want to see it to base and then do something.
You want to see it base down here?
Somewhere. I just want to see what's the action is going to do and then make another play.
What if I told you guys that just seeing this candle, I already know I don't want to trade this thing all day?
Okay.
Would you believe that it can be that simple?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you understand why?
No.
Remember that range we talked about?
There. Yeah. Oh.
Look at this candle. Took up almost the whole thing. This volume is now acting as a resistance. It's probably not going to go any higher. And even if it does, it's going to hit its head off all this stuff. And we just trended up for 2 days. And we have all this support. It's probably not going to go any lower. So where's my edge? When there's trades out there that I know for pretty sure I can win 70% of the time and get about an R, why the hell would I mess around with this thing? I wouldn't personally.
Yeah, this is part of the FOMO chase, trying to make a trade out of nothing, thinking anything is
exactly. Thinking that you have to take a trade on every chart. You don't. This candle right here tells me I'm not interested in this chart all day long. I would just not even, I'd be done. I'd just click on another ticker. I'd be done. Could I potentially miss out on like a 37R trade? Yeah, I could. Would I care? Nope. But just for shits and gigs, let's see what happens. Oh, and per our strategy, per our rules, we can't really take this thing short right now because we're above all these EMAs, right? So let's just play it out and see how we can do it with our rules. Okay. All right. Can we get in above this candle?
I wouldn't, but yeah.
Yep, per our rules, we sure can. This thing could work, dude. This thing could absolutely work. So let's see what happens. Not looking great. Oh, and guys, what does it do all day long? It trades pretty much within the range of that first candle all day long. All day long. I'm trying to think of a single place literally, if you were a fortune teller, the most you could have got on this trade was 1.47 Rs, and you would have had to wait all day. And that's if you're a fortune teller. Like, screw that. That sucks, in my opinion. But isn't that something that just off that first candle, we could pretty much tell that not diddly was going to happen all day long with that thing?
AMD
cool?
kind of did that today.
Dude, they do this all the time.
Yeah.
That's why I play like the first half an hour of the day, because after that, yeah, you can have like 10-hour moves, but I'm already at the gym. I already just ate or just like, I'm already done. And that's the thing. You have to kind of grind it out and see that this shit isn't worth your time. You have to see it for yourself. And that just takes back trading experience. Like, eventually you're going to be like, oh my God, dude. Like, I just barely ever make money after like 2 o'clock. You just have to see it for yourself. So I think that's probably a pretty good place to stop for the night. Anybody, you guys want to do like a summary or wrap up, get any questions out now? Where should we go from here kind of thing?
Personally, I want to see your strategy, how you would play them. But I actually learned something really cool you mentioned earlier on, as to, you mentioned at the start of the video, which basically you have a wider stop, and the minute you saw it breaking down, you actually used a higher resistance level to get out and reduce your risk. And that was eye-opening for me.
Buddy, that is huge, huge, huge. And that, my friend, is why I have a 70% win rate and my risk reward is 2 to 1, because I barely ever lose a full R.
Yeah.
Like, barely ever. It happens weekly. But when I say barely ever, I mean like it's not the norm. It's unusual. And I pretty much never take less than an R unless I trail. But like my trades almost always hit an R at least. And I almost never lose more than like 0.4, 0.5 because I set my trades up this way. And I'll show you exactly what I trade I took on NVTA today. Missed me by 2 cents. Oops. Okay.
Yeah, I'd like to see that one.
Here it is.
Was that the 10 EMA strategy?
No, not really.
Okay.
No,
Okay.
it wasn't. This is just how I kind of play things. So, okay, everything's trading sideways, blah, 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 blah. We have this kind of like support level here. This is all kind of sideways. This is all chopping around. The EMAs are kind of stacked. I like that. We get this strong close, big bullish candle. I like that, even after it gapped up. So I like this short. And right away, I guess I take for granted, like I'm seeing, my eye is right here. I'm seeing that there's nothing here. Like there's nothing strong in here. There's shit strong here, like all here, but this doesn't mean anything to me. There's barely anything in here. So, and I understand that this is the bottom. I get that. But the reason that my win rate's so high and my trades are such high probability is because I front run shit. I don't look to squeak every dime out of it. That's why I said my trades are 1 R at least, because I know I can get an R at least down to here. Price probably trades all the way down to here, but I don't need it to. I can get 1.6 right here. I don't need it to come down here. But it probably will, but I don't need it to, which immediately raises my probability of success. Not needing price, every penny I go closer to my entry raises my probability of success. It's just how it works. That's how it works. The less you need the stock to do, the higher the chances you win. So I did not set it up exact. I set it up like this, but it wasn't until after I saw this. Okay, so I saw this. All right, this thing closed below this. I think I waited for one. Yeah, I waited for one more candle. Yeah, okay. So I saw this and was like, okay. I mean, this is obvious. Like, it's the most obvious thing in the world. This just failed. We're going to retest and we're going to go lower. What's going to happen? So I set this up. Boop. Protected my stop and Fadi, just because I know you like. Am I pronouncing that right, Fadi?
Yes.
Okay, got it. So just so that you can see. Okay, so let's say I get triggered in and then I just keep trading up. I'm probably somewhere in here. Probably in here somewhere. Probably. And remember, I'm not triggered into right here. So I'm not losing money till here, all the way. I'm already in all this stuff. And it probably bounces somewhere like this and gives me a chance to get out closer to break even before it tries to do this. And then, so that's why I'm putting so this immediately, I have all these moving averages acting as resistance. I have all these pivots, all this stuff. I have all this stuff. And now this too is resistance. All this stuff is resistance because I'm below it already. So in order for me to lose, Tad, you're going to like this word, it needs to reclaim. It needs to now reclaim. Damn it. Because it failed, it now needs to reclaim, test, go higher. Hardly ever does things just boop. It almost always needs to retest, reclaim, retest, consolidate, make a move, fail, make a move, then it goes. So when I see a move that doesn't do that, like this one, just right through it, I'm like, holy shit, that's a strong move. But now what does it need to do? It reclaimed, it needs to retest and go lower. Make sense?
Yeah.
So let's see what happens. Okay, my entry is 79. I know because I got missed. I think my target was like down here somewhere. Okay. $2 pennies, man.
Yeah, that moving average came down.
2 pennies. And the trade worked it would have worked immediately. So literally immediately, I know I'm not losing money on the trade. The second I'm triggered in, I am not losing money on that trade. Well, after this candle comes in, because why in the world would I not immediately slam my stop to right here after this candle? So I'm immediately making money. I can't lose. It's the best. And then in 10, 15 minutes, I could have taken, that's 1.4 right there. So I could have taken 1.38 after 15 minutes. That's $1,380, people, in 15 minutes. I think this is the bottom around. I'll put 5 minutes. And I missed it by 2 cents. Do I care? Shep, yes or no?
No, you do not care, because there are opportunities everywhere, every day.
All around us.
I,
people.
however, would have chased it like a dog right into the truck.
Guys, the
Because
reason
that's what
it's
I
so
do right now,
important.
is chase crap.
The reason it's so important to set up your trades like this and to be triggered into them is because if I chase, look what I'm doing to my win. Look what I'm doing to my risk reward. Look what I'm doing to it. Because I'm not moving my stop. This pivot's made. I can't move this. So every penny I move down, I'm asking the trade to do more for me. Why would I do that? Come and get me. If you don't, okay, see you tomorrow. Get a new trade. Shep used this strategy today on 3 setups. He took 2 of them. One he chased and lost money. The other one he didn't get into because he didn't have money because he chased the first one, but it worked for over an R. I think over 1.5. The third one, he got in, it worked for about an R, and then it went against him and he got out and recovered his losses from the first trade and broke even on the day. Might have even turned a little profit. 3 setups, 3 of these, all 3 of them worked. All 3 of them.
Yep.
And then mine, 4. Dude, it's so simple, but you need to understand these zones. You need to understand all this stuff, or else it's just, you need to understand it, or else you're just, you won't be able to trust it the same way. But yeah, that's my strategy. That's what I play every day. And I play hammers. I play good hammers. I don't play bad hammers. I play good hammers. Where was the good one? There was one the other day. I forget what it was on. Maybe
What's a bad hammer?
Anyone that's not that's not a good one. I'm sorry. They're bad, dude. You're surrounded by bad hammers. This one's actually a decent hammer. That could have worked. So the way I look for good hammers is I just scan the volume. Like it's this easy. I scan the volume, and remember when we said if we have a volume anomaly, then we pay attention. Mm-hmm. So that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a hammer with a volume anomaly, and then one more thing, which is remember how I told you about that, the 2 sheets of metal and then the pierce through it? I'm looking for that. I'm looking for the moving averages to be here, holding it up, a support level where I can put my stop beneath, and then a pierce through, and then like a pierce, like a hammer that pierces through,
springs back up,
closes like this, and then I have at least an R up to the next level of resistance. That's what I'm looking for. And then volume's got to be like, volume would have to look like something like this. It'd have to be big. I just played one. What the hell was that on?
So the body of the candle is above the level that it's pierced through. Is that what you're saying? More or less.
Mm-hmm. Let me find one. Oh,
was it Airbnb? You showed me one with that hammer the other day.
Oh, you know what? It might have been. Let me go back into our chat and see. Yeah, dude, it was. That was a perfect hammer. I told you 10 out of 10 times I'll play that hammer. Let me go back into our chat and see what that was. Good call, Shep. Thank you. That's not it.
Oh, I remembered it because it was a great example.
I knew I just saw one that was amazing. Oh, there's a good one too, but I wouldn't touch that. Come on, come on, come on. Wait, was it this? Oh, must have been this. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. It's not perfect though, so I don't want to show you guys that one because it's not perfect, but I would play that one, but I wouldn't tell you to play that yet. Ooh, that was a great hammer. That should have worked. But, oh, dude, this was it. This was the hammer, but then I told you immediately I got out of it. Oh, it was probably one of those. Okay, let's just look at the. No, that's not perfect. I can't show you that one. I'm going to show you this one because this really was a perfect hammer. A, B, and B. This was the 25th. Oh, shit. What month was it? Oh, boy. I don't know. Let's try and find it. It was like June or something. 25. You guys are going to love this hammer. You're probably going to be a little confused because it didn't work, but it showed me it wasn't going to work, and I got out break even.
Lance, I got a jet, man. I appreciate it. I'll be in touch. I'm going to go back
man.
and watch this.
See
Thanks
you
a lot.
soon, dude. For sure.
You bet.
Peace.
You bet. Bye.
Real quick. Sorry, guys. I don't remember what month it was. Part of the downfall of just like picking random days. Oh, this is a lot faster. That's a pretty good one too, but that wasn't it. That's a pretty good hammer. But it's not though, because you have these moving averages coming down. See that? I would never have taken that. But that's the shape of it, and that's the volume. So if you just isolate those two things, like you see how much volume that is relative to all this stuff, and how this is like a beautiful, just textbook shape. Forget all this other stuff. Just those two things. I mean, keep in mind how relatively big the volume is, but then yeah, it's like that. But I know this one's close by. Gotta find it. And then we'll be done for the day. Okay, this is it. Okay. So boom, look at that hammer. Look at that thing. It did exactly what we asked it to. Look at it. Pierced through all this googly gook. All these little pivots. In my opinion, we got room up to like here somewhere. Somewhere up here. I understand that this isn't like textbook zonage, but like that thing should work up to here. It should. And look at all this beautiful support I have to put my stop under. And look at that volume. Look at that volume. That thing's a monster. So this is how I set up my trays on hammers of this caliber. Remember, we should have some kind of little retest. So a lot of people play their hammers like this. I don't, because look what it does to my RR. It's terrible. Hammers almost always come back a little bit. Almost always. So this is a 1.43R trade. Whatever, I'll take that. Honestly, in reality, could probably get up to here, like 1.5. I'd probably take it right here. But the thing is, it should work within 10 minutes. A hammer of this caliber should work almost immediately. So let's see what happens. I'm in. I love that thing. So when I get triggered, this isn't it. There was another one I remember now because it was a double inside candle. But this thing is, I get this monster. I get this amazing little hammer guy, a double tester. This thing should explode. And boom, it does. But then immediately sells off. Dude, I'm out of there. See ya. Trail my stop to break even. Boop. I'm out. But that thing should immediately go boop, boop, and just fly. That's how that trade should work. So when it didn't, when it tried to and then failed up at this level right here, at this resistance, see that? That's a just, we trapped and then we got trapped. So I'm taking I'm saying, okay, whatever, dude. I might not win on the trade, but I'm not going to lose because I don't like that. And it has volume too. Now, are the odds in the Bears' favor here? No, because they have to push down through all this shit. But, dude, I don't care. When I see this thing come in, I'm out. Does anybody have a question as to why I would be out immediately if I saw that candle? If I'm in long?
Nope.
Cool. So that's it, guys. Everybody notice how huge that volume is and how it's like right in this beautiful little nest of support?
Yeah.
Cool. All right, guys, this has been like really awesome. I'm pumped about this.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Lance. I appreciate it.
For sure.
Yeah, thanks, mate.
So Lance,
guys,
can I just ask one question?
Please, Rich.
Which hopefully won't take too long. When you're building your list of tickers to watch, are you looking for specific stocks or specific properties of stocks, or how do you build that up? Do you just trading companies you like, or are there certain properties that you're looking for to work that work better for day trading?
Amazing question, Rich. Honestly, this is kind of a hodgepodge of shit that I just stumbled upon over the course of my trading. Back traded it worked, and like, dude, I mean, I've back traded so many tickers, looked at so many charts, and it started with like, okay, what are some cool companies that I like? Apple, Tesla, blah blah blah, Snapchat, Spotify, PayPal, and then some of these I just got super lucky. Like, I have no idea how Carnival ended up on my watch list, but I made so much money off of it. It's such a consistent trader for me. No clue how I got there. No idea, but it did. So like things like that, being in the afternoon room for a while, seeing people talk about stuff in Slack, I'll take them. And this is what I was going to say about back trading. Start with a list of 10. I don't give a shit what they are. Pick 10. And this will go us into next week too. Or if we want to meet in 2 weeks, whatever it is. Post the stuff in the Slack, we'll talk about it. But take a list of 10 tickers. I'm going to send you guys a back trading log in case you don't have one. I'm going to send you one so that I know you do. It'll have some equations in there. You can make it your own, do whatever you want with it. There's some rules in there, different tabs for the different strategies I've kind of played with. So like I said, get into that zone where you're just kind of trading, but take 10 tickers, pick them randomly, go through them, back trade them each like 100 times, 100 trades each. And that's like 100 trades of ones that you tracked in the log. At the end of that, you'll have done 1,000 trades on these 10 tickers combined. You will have accurate data. This is how often I win on this ticker. This is how often I win on this ticker. This is my average risk reward on this ticker. This is my average risk reward on this ticker. Get rid of the worst 5. Repeat the process until you have as many tickers as you want. Get rid of, trim. Only keep winners. Only keep ones that you trust, that you beat the shit out of, that you make money on, that you know you can win on. Get rid of the other ones. Somebody puts a cool ticker in Slack, cool. Back trade it 100 times, repeat this process. If it does not perform your top 10 now, don't touch it. Get rid of it. That's how you create a watch list you can trust. So in the next week.
And how long does it take you to do 100 trades? Because it takes me bloody hours back trading. Like, I feel like I'm just very slow at back trading.
Well, dude, that's cool. Take your time. So, okay. So let's go through let's just go through one real quick. So what the hell? Come on. Sorry. Hold on. So somewhere here. Oh no, that's a shitty day. Okay, so all right, full candle. Let me move this thing. Full candle. So now we know right away. Okay, I need to see. If we look at this, we're probably thinking bearish, right? I'm thinking, okay, I probably want to short this. So that doesn't mean I'm going to, but that's what I'm looking at. So, okay, I'm going to wait. Let's see the candles progress. Okay, now I'm like, all right. I'm not going to go long, probably, at least not right here. But the point is, you set your trade up and you're like, okay, well, so it's different when you're going through the flow thing and you're just getting into the zone and doing like your month's worth. Just set shit up quick. Just go like this and be like, okay, I'm either going to get stopped out or it's going to hit my target. This is a bad trade, but this is just for example. So, okay, I click. All right, I'm in. Click until you get stopped out or until you win. That's it. Okay, so it's going to take us to the next day and nothing's going to happen. All right, so nothing happened. Boom. Okay, first candle the next day. All right, good volume. Is this the hammer I just saw? No, it's not, but this one looks good too. All right, so let's see. Okay, you can take this short, but okay. So if you wanted to take this short and you're following the rules and you're saying, okay, I have all the moving averages here. I'm going to get in here. Here's my stop above this pivot right here. Oops, above this little thing. And then I'm going to take it down into here somewhere. Oops. Okay, I'm in. Now click. Boop. Target 1. Take it off. Click in through the next day. You're done with this day. This day's over. Just keep clicking. But pay attention to how it like kind of moves. In your peripheral vision, you'll understand. You'll start to kind of get the, oh, okay, this was in a range. Now this is making a move down. And then when the day's over, you're like, okay, now what did that just make on this chart? What is that interacting with? Okay, now it's interacting with this thing. Okay, cool. Now this is the new range, probably. First one of the day. Okay, inverse hammer, I'm not loving that. So now I'm thinking, okay, I might take this thing short. So let's see, where can it go? Somewhere down here to the next pivot. But let's see. Okay, hammer. Now we're back above the 10. Okay, you're probably not going to get a trade off on this day. All right, it already hit our target, kind of. We didn't get in. So now, just for fun, you can be like, okay, well, it got through this level. Where do I think it's going to go now? Maybe down here. And then draw another line. And just have fun with it like that. That's what I mean about getting into that flow. And like, okay, it's through this level. Now where do I think it can go? And just get into the habit of being like, okay, where do I think it can go next? Where do I think it can go next? Draw these lines. Look, zoom out at the chart. Just see where it's going to go. And then click until it gets there. It does something else. Look, it hit our line to the damn penny, dude. And then flipped around. And it's going to go about, I guarantee you it comes up here and hits its head and then just stays in this little range. Yeah, and my thing's being slow, but okay, it reclaimed this level. It's retesting. Where do I think it can go? Probably right here because this is that recent high. And if it goes higher than that, it'll probably go to here. Let's see what happens. Okay. Oh my God. Crazy new hand. Now everything goes away because it's a fresh day. And this is completely different than anything we've seen the previous couple of days. So everything just starts over. You start from here now. Okay. We get this crazy inverse hammer. This is beautiful. All the EMAs are stacked for us like this. We have this bullish candle that pulled up nicely to us. We have this volume we can use as resistance. Where do I think it can go? Somewhere down here, probably. See how I got that? Just pick a spot. It's got some stuff happening there. All right, not the best risk reward ever, but we're not, okay, so maybe I just trim it like this a little bit and I get an R. Okay, we never got into the trade. We never got triggered in. We didn't lose any money. It didn't do what we thought it was going to do. Now it's back on top of this stuff. So now I'm looking long. Okay. Where do I think it can go? If I get in like this, I use, oops, no. So now that we're back on top of this stuff, where do I think it can go? Okay. I'll use this stuff to protect my stop. I think it can probably get up into like here somewhere. Because that's where the resistance is. See how I got that? So
you don't go in after the first candle. You just wait for a few candles.
Well, it depends. So I was looking short here because we're on this side of the moving averages and we're below this support. Once we got on top of it, I flipped and said, okay, now we're on top of it. Now where do I think it can go? And I set this up.
But you like when you saw the first candle, you said, okay, it's going to go short because of the first candle. Let me see next couple of candles to see where I'm going to go in, get in.
To see if you're going to be right. Yeah.
Okay.
To see, so your bias is short. Now you're saying, okay, am I going to get an entry that makes sense? And in this case, we did. This was a good entry. This is a good bullish candle after this hammer. We had room below us down into here. So it's a decent little entry. Well, I mean, it's not beautiful. But
Yeah, I
whatever,
guess
you
what I'm
get the idea.
saying is we don't, just because you saw first 5-minute candle and you like it, you don't set your entry and stop loss right there.
Nope,
What am I-
absolutely not. Okay, great. I'm glad you brought that up. No, absolutely not. I have a bias. I have an idea of what's going to happen in my head. The chart needs to prove to me that that's going to happen. So it needs to do what I have concocted into my head. So for instance, on this hammer, I thought price was going to go up here. I don't even necessarily care how it happens. I think it's going to happen quick because that's a great hammer off these moving averages. And we just got above this wick and took that volume out. So I think it's going to happen quick, but I don't necessarily care. Once we got above this, now I'm saying, okay, my bias has reversed. I'm no longer short. We have reclaimed this stuff. Now I'm looking to go long. So now that I'm looking to go long, I'm now looking for a bearish candle to close above the 10 that I can enter above. I got it. It's okay. It's a good hammer. I set the trade up. Where do I think it can go? I think it can come up here into the next level of resistance. Where do I think it shouldn't go? Down here below the support, it just reclaimed with this hammer. Okay, let's see what happens. I got this candle. I'm in the trade. Okay, target hit. I'm done. Let's just click through and see what happens. But I'm done. I'm out of this trade. At first, if you only are working with 1R targets. I mean, I would have taken it all right there because it hit this resistance. But look how it's interacting with this stuff. See, it reclaimed it. It comes down. It retests. It holds. Same thing. It comes up. It reclaims. It retests. It holds. And it goes to the next layer. It's all working in zones. Okay, we got above this one. Let's see if we can hold it. Okay, we held it. Let's go to the next one. Okay, we hit our head off of it. Let's go back down to the last one. Okay, it's going to hold. Okay, are we going to get through it? Yep, we got through. Okay, let's go back and retest it. It's all about these zones, breaking out of zones, holding zones. That's support and resistance. They're little pockets. That's why when people go to the daily chart and they draw these lines all over the place, I'm like, dude, it doesn't do anything for you. It doesn't matter. It's not relevant until it's relevant. It's relevant now. This is relevant now because price is up here. That's why it's relevant. I don't give a shit about this daily candle all the way up here. Look how far away I am from that. Doesn't mean anything to me. Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool, guys. Any
Thank
other
you.
questions? Great questions.
Thanks for your time, Lance. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Lance. Appreciate it.
Thanks.
So just in summary, real quick, everybody, when you back trade, just use that 10 EMA strategy. Use the stuff we talked about these zones, support and resistance. Ask yourself these questions. Don't expect to be perfect. This is about learning. This is about being disciplined. This is about putting the time in and doing the work. That's what we're focused on right now. I'm in the Slack always. Send me screenshots of charts, anything that's like, I don't understand what the hell is going on. The main prove to yourself you can do the work. Earn it. Do the work. That's what this is about. Okay?
Good
All right,
plan.
everybody. Great
Thank you.
session. I'll send you
Great.
this recording in a little bit.
Thanks, Lance.
See you guys.
Good night,
Beautiful.
guys.
Thanks, Lance. Have
Yeah.
a good one.
Peace.